Situations throughout the country. It's, certainly astonishing given it's almost a full 180 here for us here on the Central Coast.
Absolutely. I know. We were talking about it last hour where I was like, usually I'm like, oh, we got bragging rights with our nice weather. I'm not going to brag about this one, especially when you talk about Texas. These are areas that aren't really prepared for snowstorms. So
very difficult situation.
Exactly. So, and then of course we have what's happening in Southern California right now, where it does sound like there's a fourth fire now. So we're going to be keeping a close eye on all of that. Here locally, though, much calmer conditions. We still do have a wind advisory until 10 a.m. this morning. That is still for the Santa Cruz Mountains. We are still seeing gusts in the Santa Cruz Mountains, such as Loma Prieta, still seeing a gust around that 25 to 30 mile per hour range this morning, but those winds have certainly eased compared to yesterday morning. We also have that wind advisory for the eastern Santa Clara Hills, so it's still possible to maybe see a not down power line, but maybe some limbs down on the roads there. Isolated power outages, though, we have not heard of any out of these gusty winds. Again, this is really in those higher elevations. Most of us who live in those lower elevations, those valleys, those immediate coastline there, haven't really dealt with these gusty conditions. We've just been breezy, and really that's going to be the trend through the afternoon. We'll still have some breezy conditions out there, maybe an occasional gust in those higher elevations, but that's it. As we head into that 10 a.m. hour when this wind advisory expires, look at this, very calm conditions, but you can still tell the green and blue you have here over the higher elevations. Again, still occasionally gusty this afternoon, but winds will really start to die down as we head into the overnight hours into tomorrow. Here's what we're looking at, the bigger picture, still dealing with that very strong trough of low pressure here digging down south. We still have this ridge of high pressure off to the west of us, so really Los Angeles, Southern California here, they're right in between this. They're dealing with these two battling it out, and that is that pressure gradient. That is the wind that they're still seeing this morning and that they're going to be dealing with on and off throughout the afternoon. Not as strong as what they were seeing through the overnight hours, but certainly going to be an issue out there. For us locally, this means we're going to continue to remain dry. Storm system still going to be deflected way off to the north of us, and so we also are going to be sunny for the most part for the next several days here. Now, this trough will actually move off to the east, and as it does, that will mean slightly warmer temperatures tomorrow for us and slightly warmer even yet on Friday. But as we head into the weekend, this ridge slightly gets squashed a little bit, so that will set up this zonal flow here, meaning we're not going to have a lot of ups and downs in our temperature. It does look like it will break down a little bit more so midweek next week, which means a slight cool down, but again, not seeing any rain chances until at least the latter part of this month. So we're going to see several days of dry, sunny weather out there. Speaking of sunshine, look at this, mostly clear skies out there. Now, Future Track has not done a very good job of picking up our high clouds. I am expecting still some high clouds to be passing throughout the day today. Not expecting them to be as thick as what we were seeing yesterday, but you can expect mostly clear conditions even through the overnight hours, which means another cold start to your day tomorrow morning, but a warmer afternoon. Temperatures today, not much different compared to yesterday afternoon. Maybe a touch cooler in a few spots. We'll be in those mid-60s around Santa Cruz as well as the San Lorenzo Valley. Cooler yet in those higher elevations, Summit area and Bonnie Doon in those mid to upper 50s. As we head down the coast, you can expect more of the same with those mid-60s for most locations from Watsonville down into Marina, upper 60s for Salinas, mid-60s for Hollister. We'll be in those mid-60s in the Santa Clara Valley as well. Monterey Peninsula, you're going to be in those mid-60s, nearing that upper 60-degree mark. Probably not going to quite get there, but this is still above average for this time of year as far as temperatures go. And then up and down the Salinas Valley, very comfortable. We'll be in those upper 60s for most of the valley there. Those valley locations, Parkfield, San Antonio Valley there, you'll be a little bit cooler in those mid-60s and mid-60s as well for the Big Sur coast. Overnight lows, I am expecting them to be a touch cooler. Most of us will be in those 30s, upper 30s to low 40s, while our sheltered valleys will drop into those upper 20s to low 30s.